Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Libra rising signs, or for those with significant Libra placements and are needing a neutral energy to help balance masculine and feminine energies within yourself. So Libra, before we get started, I was seeing the Tiger card from this deck very strongly for you. You may be working with fire as an element. So I'm just going to read what this description says. I'm not using this deck today, but this card wanted to come through. So, lunar force, ease in darkness, feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. So I'm also getting for you, Libra, that some aspect of your power is being awakened, because I think that you are connecting with something sort of spiritually or energetically or etherically, astrally, whatever word you want to put there, before it actually materializes in your physical environment. So you've already connected with this energy. Paying attention to your dreams as well, with sort of like that, the darkness and the feminine energies. Because you probably have already connected with it, and it may be sort of, what I was getting is that, like, if you were to go to like someone who can like read auras, or like just an energy reader, for example, they would already see this aspect in your aura. It's already connected to you in that way, even if physically it's not yet. And so just being aware of that. So I'm gonna start to pull cards. I think we're gonna see something new today. The Dust Devil. We've seen this before. The Dust Devil, so moving out of stagnation. So there is something sort of stirring up your energy. It may actually be an unwelcome energy is how it's coming through with the Dust Devil, but it's propelling you into motion. So there may be sort of like an unwelcome energy in your space that is getting you to activate some aspect of your power. With a fire energy. I feel like this is something where it's like you are, how do I say this? Because there's this energy here of almost like a storm or like a dust cloud, right? But seeing sort of this inner truth is kind of how it's coming through, or like seeing the truth through the stormy energies. Because it could be something where it's like there's something new arriving, or there's something disruptive in your field or something like that. But the way that it appears is not the truth. And I feel like for you, Libra, you're seeing the truth of that, of the situation maybe, or of the disruption. And it's not phasing you, is how it's coming through. You're unfazed by it. Okay. Interesting. These are both these are cards that have come up before. It's interesting because it was feeling like we're going to see something new today, Libra, but this is not new. This is not new. You've dealt with this energy before. That's new though. Stars in the sky, limitless possibilities. Interesting. So maybe something where the circumstances that are surrounding you are not new, right? They're familiar to you. But there's some other energy that you're connecting to that's not in your physical environment at the moment, but you're connecting to it. That's new. And it's providing almost like a different filter in how you see the familiar that's making it unfamiliar, if that makes sense. I'm going to read what that one says. The limitless possibility, stars in the sky. It feels like astral. It feels astral, sort of like connections. Maybe multiple. Okay, embracing opportunity. When you look up into the velvety dark blanket of the night sky, covering the vast expanse of space, can you count all the stars twinkling above? Can you imagine that you are only glimpsing a teeny sliver of what is actually there? This is the domain of limitless possibility, of the never-ending sea of potential that you yourself are made of and have now at your disposal. Your life right now is alive with possibility and needs your clear focus to home in on what avenue of exploration most calls to you. It's time to choose and not be distracted by the sheer magnitude of what may be. Be here now. Gather your thoughts and your most cherished dreams. Focus on the brightest star in your never-ending sky and take small steps, small movements towards calling this glittering potential into reality. If you can imagine this and hold that vision, you will summon all the celestial helpers and guides to aid you in bringing it into fruition. Keep your focus on the essence of potential rather than the form of it. The universe has its own ideas of how best to serve you and all of us at the same time. Trust this as fact rather than theory, and you ought not to act surprised when your dreams come true, for they surely will, exactly how you need them to. Okay, yeah, so it is kind of coming through with like, okay, what's in front of you right now is the familiar. You're used to this. You know what this is, but you're connecting with something else that is unfamiliar or new. And it's like, how is this new thing going to arrive in the sort of familiar is how it's coming through. And just trust the process. You have a lot of assistance here. Whatever it is that you're connecting to is very powerful. I feel like it's activating some aspect of your power as well. It may be sort of activating your solar plexus energy very strongly. Okay. Your confidence, Libra. That's your key to success. You may be connecting with a lot of fire signs as well. Like I'm getting Leo very strongly. But Aries and Sagittarius are there as well. Nalise the Alchemist. Okay. Because that talks about transforming a situation. It also talks about transformation from within. I'm going to read what this one says. When Nalise shows up in your reading, get ready for things to happen inwardly and outwardly. The stuck becomes unstuck, the blocked begins to move. You may have to run to keep up with the speed at what the situation around you is moving. You may also be surprised by the direction things and you are taking. You may find your plans, even your desires and dreams, changing as the transformative process takes place. It might not have been in your plans, but later on you will look back and say, wow, it wasn't what I expected, but it was just what I needed. When we have been through such an alchemical process, we can never go back to where we were before, which is probably just as well. Yeah, so that's where this fire energy is coming in, where it's like you're being propelled into action is kind of how it's coming through. So there may be sort of an external energy that's prompting this with the dust devil. There may be an external force that is propelling some sort of change. And to just go with the flow with this, Libra. The tiger energy is also very intuitive as well. So I feel like there will be very clear signs and actions that you are needing to take. This unmarked trail has been coming up a lot recently as well. There will be signs leading you to the correct path. But it may not be the path that you were anticipating, is how it's feeling to me. But I do feel that something that was blocked before is now unblocking. It could be a specific connection that the connection was blocked for whatever reason. And it's something even maybe external, an external energy is helping to unblock the connection. Ecstasis. Yeah. The Song of Joy, which is interesting. You have a lot of fives and sevens and twos in your reading today. Changing magic is what I'm hearing with that. The Ecstasis card is like the Unity card. Hold on, let's read what that one says. So ecstasy is something people seek. It feels better than good. It feels, well, ecstatic. We experience it in tiny bursts and in bigger surges. It enables us to recognize the sacred nature of our own being as an experienced fact, not merely a theory or article of faith. Ecstasy is not something we can make within ourselves, but something that flows through us when we open ourselves to it. It fills us with power and with the motivation to grow, to become what we have the positive potential of being, and to fill our purpose in being here and now on this planet. When we are feeling these surges of joy, we are empowered and we know that we are on an appropriate track for us, the track that leads to greater meaning and fulfillment in our lives. This card in a reading says, among other things, go for it. It confirms that we are on course, moving in a good direction, and that we are in harmony with the great song. It says great joy and great accomplishment are within your reach. Its song also lights up and empowers the cards around it, healing the past, intensifying the moment, and lightening the future. Okay, Libra, so you're following your joy is kind of how it's coming through. Maybe there was a blockage somewhere in terms of being able to access your own joy, which is interesting. Or your own magic. There could have been some sort of blockage that was preventing you from accessing your joy. And then of course you have here the joyful muse, inspiration. It could, and I feel like that situation is changing. Because it may have been something where you were feeling like it didn't have, like, it could be sort of like a stuckness maybe, or coming through with like static or white noise, right? Like that kind of like staticky energy that prevented you from hearing this is how it's coming through with the ecstasis card. There's some sort of static. The Green Woman. Under the Joyful Muse. I love that. Okay, so the Green Woman talks about, to me, like, freedom to create, right? Or just like uncontrolled magic. And I'm using the word uncontrolled as being like, perhaps there was something controlling your magic or blocking it in some way, and it's being free from that. The Green Woman as well, like the metaphor, the image that comes through with this card is like nature breaking through concrete, like roots of a tree, or even just like, it could even be like small plants that grow in situations where there's difficulty. So you have lots of twos here. 2, 2, 2, 27, 2, and 23. I feel like as well with the Green Woman, there's this energy here that you're connecting with. Some sort of like natural magic that's being activated within you. That actually is like, is feeling quite protective of this. Singer of Healing at the bottom of the deck. I feel like there's a protective, almost instinct. A protective instinct being activated within you for something that you haven't even connected with in the physical is how it's coming through. But it is already showing up in your physical environment in some way, but in a way where it's like you're seeing signs and synchronicities about that. I feel like if you're worried about something materializing, Libra, you have nothing to worry about because it's already starting to break through. This astral or spiritual energy is already starting to break through. As I said in the beginning with like your aura, it's already part of your aura. It's already in your aura, and that's already causing a change in the physical, and I feel like it will move quickly. Ten of Pentacles and Page of Swords. Making a wish is what I heard with this. You're making a wish. I'm seeing this Page of Swords as being on stilts today, like on stilts. I feel like maybe the bigger picture has been revealed to you now. Something about the bigger picture that maybe you weren't seeing. It's like you had to look from above. It could be something like that, because there may have been a lot of like changes happening in your physical environment where you couldn't see why something was happening the way it was. Or perhaps like a disruptive energy was like there's more. It sounds coming through. There's much more, Libra. I feel like you're still sort of learning about it. It's kind of how it's feeling to me. There's a lot more that has to be revealed. I feel like you've just gotten a little bit of it. Like you're seeing, which is interesting though, because it's coming through as being like you're on stilts, almost like looking down at it, like from a higher perspective, I mean. It's also coming through as being like big creatures, for example, like elephants. Because it's coming out with stilts today, this Page of Swords, they can cover bigger distances because they're bigger animals, like that kind of thing. It's kind of coming through like that for you, Libra. Like maybe you're because all this like fire energy is coming through, you actually may feel like you're not moving forward, or like things are not happening as quickly for you as perhaps your environment, but it's because it's kind of looking to me like you're on stilts in some way. Like it's like one step for you covers a much greater distance than it does for the ones around you, is how it's coming through. So perhaps movement is slower for you, but you cover a greater distance with one step. Interesting. The Hierophant. So you may be connecting with a Taurus. This Hierophant energy hasn't been a positive one lately in the readings that has been coming through. It's actually coming through as sort of like perhaps like religious or institutional beliefs that actually harm people, is kind of how it's feeling to me. That take people's joy, that like try and control people through fear, that kind of thing, that impose guilt and shame on human nature. So it's kind of coming through like that with the Hierophant. That is kind of feeling like the static, right? The for lack of a better word, noise that was preventing you from hearing the song of joy. Because it could be something for you, Libra, where it's like, some sort of like institutional belief, whatever that institution is for you. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. It's like, try to decide what was right for you. And in that sort of like judgment energy of you, it like almost is coming through as being like severed your joy, or like removed your happiness. Or said that, like, you know, maybe it's like somebody's feeling like they don't deserve to be happy, because what makes them happy goes against some sort of institutional belief that doesn't have their best interests at heart. Anyways, I'm going to move past that card. Four of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. With the Pentacles, right? Because there's so many pentacles in this spread so far. Ten, 8, and 4. All very stable numbers. And this Four of Pentacles, because sometimes in the Four of Pentacles, like the traditional tarot, which I'm seeing in this card today, the Four of Pentacles is wearing a crown, right? So sometimes I see that as being like I see that as sort of like a false king energy, like somebody who sees, it doesn't have to be a person, but just an energy or an idea or belief that wealth comes from things, for example, or like in order to be a king, you sort of need to hold on to things. Like, it's a false sense of security, or a false idea of what it means to be rich, that kind of thing, or to be wealthy, or to be kingly. So it's kind of coming through like that, and that's attached to the Hierophant. This could also be things within yourself as well, Libra, so keep that in mind, of course. But because it's coming in with the static, it feels like it's an external energy that you're listening to. Like somebody's like trying to like speak in your ear about what they believe to be wealth and abundance, or the work for the Eight of Pentacles, but it's just like noise. It's static. It has nothing to do with joy. It's completely devoid of joy. Okay, Green Woman and the Muse of Inspiration. Page of Cups, yeah. Page of Cups has been coming up a lot. It's a return of innocence is kind of how it's coming through. A return to your innocence, or to playfulness and joy. It's a very heart-centered energy with the Muse of Inspiration and the Green Woman. connecting to energies that you love. That bring delight. That's how it's coming through. There was a blockage though, Libra. I'm just gonna call it like white noise, static in your ear about like what they think is right, or what they think is wealth, or what they think you should be doing, Libra, or it's just like, and I feel like that's being removed actually. It's kind of like there's a change happening, or that you're rising above it in some way. Like being on stilts, right? Or connecting to some sort of like limitless possibility. You're seeing something from a higher perspective. And the Two of Pentacles, interesting. Growing through the struggles is what's coming through here. Growing through the struggles. Perseverance. It is also coming through with, again, that sort of like very protective kind of energy. And independence as well. Even though I do feel like you have, like you're connecting to a supportive energy here. There's a connection, right? But in perhaps like your physical, like so many Pentacles cards coming out. Because it's interesting. It's like counting down. You're going from 10, 8, 4, 2. So it does actually feel like there's like I don't want to say the word decline or loss, because that doesn't feel right, but like sorting through what's necessary and what's not. Because I feel like there's like, and what's interesting here is the Six of Pentacles, right? That's the sort of card that's missing in this pattern. 10, 8, 4, 2. The Six of Pentacles is what's missing in the middle, which talks about equal give and take and balance, right? That was missing, where it's kind of like maybe there's an energy here with the Hierophant where there wasn't an equal give and take. It was not equal. That's why I'm saying it's like it's an element of control. Perhaps there's an energy here that was trying to control your work or your abundance and trying to keep it for themselves. But for you, Libra, I almost said Aquarius. The Aquarius reading might be relevant to you. Where it's something like perhaps there was sort of a quote-unquote loss is the word I'm going to use there, or a perhaps resource or whatever it is that you're creating, even that kind of thing, where with the Two of Pentacles, where it's like you have two pentacles, right? But they're your pentacles. You don't have to like, it's kind of like there was almost like a Hierophant energy that was taking, like maybe you were producing a lot, right? It's like kind of like you were working for someone where you were producing a lot, but they took all of the things that you were producing. So it's like if you're removed from that energy, you're perhaps producing less, but it's yours. You don't have to give that to anyone else. It's kind of how it's coming through. Creative growth despite the struggle. The Nine of Pentacles. My gosh. All of the... So you have 2 pages, the Hierophant, and then the rest are just Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. That one's so beautiful. Look at the purple colors in that. So I feel like this is talking about independence, right? Like getting some sort of independence from an energy that was trying to control your output is how it's coming through. Like what you produced. It's like somebody feels like they have a claim on your creative expression or creative, doesn't even have to be creative, like your work, because it's all pentacles. It's all pentacles. Because the Hierophant can also be sort of like rules and regulations, right? Like it could be something like that. It could be some sort of like rule following. I don't know what that could be. Like principles of the way that things that should be, right? It's static. It's just static. Because you're connecting to this like limitless possibility now, right? It's like, oh, why was I listening to that? Why was I listening to that sort of like trying to, someone or something or an institution trying to limit what is possible for you, Libra, or how you should do things. Oh my god, 7 of Pentacles. We're just gonna get all the pentacles in this reading today for you. Because interesting, the top row is all even numbers, right? Bottom row so far is we have 2 odd numbers. So it's kind of feeling like something that was very stable is shifting, because it is going into the odd numbers like 5 and 7. Which to me talks about sort of like change. The 7 is coming through with change as well, but in a way of like you are creating the change. You are creating. You may be receiving a lot as well. As I was saying, Magician and the Star coming out together. You're creating your future is how it's coming through. Get all this bright energy. I love the Star card because it's like she's a full-bodied queen with the star. This card also talks to me about sort of like a fresh breath of air, like a blank canvas, that kind of thing. It's crisp, it's fresh. It's all of this joy that you're connecting to. Because with the Star card, it's coming through as like body shaming, like that kind of energy. But it doesn't have to necessarily be body. It could be like shame or like judgment, like negative judgment or negative criticism on like what you were creating, or like something to do with your pentacle situation or like your material realm or resources. There could have been sort of like that shaming energy on you, especially in terms of what you were creating or what you were focusing your energy on, or yeah, it kind of feels like that. Especially from sort of a Hierophant energy, which is like So it doesn't have to be a Taurus. It's just kind of feeling like some sort of institutional rules or there is a lot of Venus energy coming through here. So it is feeling very like sensual for you, Libra, like through the senses. It could have to do with your physical body with the Star card. For some reason, that's how it's looking to me. But again, more Aquarius energy and Gemini. There's a lot of, it's like, this reading today is focused very much on the Pentacles, but I feel like you are connecting with the air element and fire. It's kind of like wanting more air and fire, like wanting more breath, more space, more creativity in order to explore the earth element, which is really interesting. Because it almost feels like something about like the airwaves were being cluttered. The airwaves were being cluttered, so you couldn't hear the song of joy, but you're hearing that now. It's like something is being cleared. Or sharpened, like focused. A clear signal, a clear connection. Three of Pentacles, King of Swords. I can't, like all of the, and there's it's another odd number, Pentacle. That's so interesting. And the one that we're missing is 5. Which is so the 5 of Pentacles is missing, the 6 of Pentacles is missing. The Ace of Pentacles is not here, but that's because you've already turned that into the 2, right? The Ace of Pentacles, I feel like some sort of new beginning that you claimed, Libra, for yourself and started growing or nurturing or protecting despite the struggle that might have been surrounding you. And I feel like with the 3 of Pentacles, there's some sort of collaboration here, which is interesting. It does feel kind of like a rebuilding because with the 10 of Pentacles, like, I feel like this is actually something that is changing, the 10 of Pentacles, because it's kind of looking to me like this was a 10 of Pentacles that was built from the staticky energy, whatever that is for you. And it's like you're ending with the 3 of Pentacles, which looks, it's not that it looks similar, but it's like your version of it, your version of the 10 of Pentacles. It's like you're building it, you're starting to build it. So if I just read out the Pentacles that you have here, top row is 10, 8, 4, 2. Bottom row is 9, 7, and 3. It's so interesting. And the King of Swords, I feel like is coming through as being like that sort of air energy that you are connecting with. So there's more Aquarius energy, but I feel like for you, Libra, this is coming through as you. Like you're embodying the King of Swords here. It's like, I feel like you are protecting something, but you're also putting your plans into action now, because I feel like there's something about like you have reached some point of clarity or understanding about whatever it was that was blocking your energy. Like understanding that now. And it's like, I feel like whatever that blockage is, Oh, here's the Dust Devil, which is interesting. It's like that you're putting it behind you. The Dust Devil is behind you. Like moving past it. Very quickly. With clarity comes understanding, and I feel like there's something like you're understanding something that perhaps you were maybe you were being too kind, Libra. Huh. Maybe you're being too kind to someone who did not deserve that. You have a lot of support though here. It's like the last piece is almost in place is how it's coming through. And because you're moving from, like, at the beginning, the reading was sort of like 5s, 7s, 2s, like a lot of changes. But with perhaps a particular partnership here with the 2 card coming through. Or it's also coming through with balance as well, like a balanced energy in the midst of change. And then it's moving into sort of the 3s, because you have 33 and 23. And then the last card you have is the 3 of Pentacles, right? So it's feeling like collaboration. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, but I do want to pull one more card. You're also going through some sort of healing as well. Queen of Cups and the Knight of Swords. I feel like that's an ally. Somebody who is coming in with sort of a message or a gift or news. Good news, I hope. Assistance is how it's feeling to me. There's Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, yeah, this is about a new beginning for you, Libra. This is about a new beginning in some sort of like divine manifestation is how it's feeling to me. In the physical realm, I feel like there's a lot changing in your physical environment right now because you've connected to something in sort of the astral or spiritual realms here that's like making all of this possibility available to you. There's so much more that is coming in for you because I feel like you've already started to see it. There's so much more is how it's feeling. Beyond your wildest dreams is what I'm hearing for that as well. But it's also kind of coming through as like, I don't think you would have imagined this situation, because I feel like this Queen of Cups and this Knight of Swords, I feel like that's one person, like a messenger kind of energy, who is showing you the aspects of the situation that you yourself would not have dreamed possible. That could be good or bad as well, right? Because it could be something where it's like you weren't seeing like because it's almost like the static, whatever that static energy is, it's almost like it was static, but in a different language is how it's feeling. So it's like this energy here, the Knight of Swords, is translating the static for you so that you can actually see even like what you weren't hearing before. because maybe it was just something that like didn't resonate with you or whatever. I don't know what that is, but it's like somebody's coming in perhaps who's like translating the static for you. And the reason why that is helpful, because it's almost like, why do you need to know what that static is if it's not relevant? It's because it's like identifying where the blockages are. So it's like you can move around them, if that makes sense. It's like that person, or there's a door there, so we need to go the other way, or something like that. I don't know. It's identifying where the blockages are so that you can move around them. Or you can dismantle them, or whatever. However it is that you're going to deal with those situations. Okay. I'm going to pull one card from this animal deck. Inner conflict resolution. Interesting. Number 6, inner conflict resolution. Venomous snake. Venomous snake comes to speak to us about the ironic remedy of poison. Interesting. The right amount of poison in our lives acts like a vaccine, allowing us to heal and build immunity towards a larger, deadly dose. This poison comes to us in the form of inner conflict, suffering, and self-sabotage. Wasn't I saying there's like static that's coming through as the poison, right? Like somebody speaking even like ill will towards you, but the reason why that's helpful is because it's creating immunity towards perhaps a larger obstacle in the future or something like that. That's so interesting. Every great venture that you deeply yearn to manifest is met with agonizing inner conflict. When we are on our journey towards expansion and self-fulfillment, we will come face to face with an inner dialogue that tries to tear down our dreams. These debilitating moments of great mental anguish are put on your path for you to witness, learn from, and eventually overcome. They are quite literally the catalyst for your growth. Strange how we view these thoughts as holding us back, when in fact, in the right amount, they can act like a vaccine that allows us to create a certain type of immunity towards future obstacles on the journey of manifesting. Despite the inner agony, congratulations, this is all a normal part of the process in your leveling up. This is why Falcon brought her medicine to this card, because she heralds victory and overcoming your current obstacle. Acknowledge that this moment of discomfort is a part of your evolution. This is a growing pain. Falcon and Venomous Snake combine their medicine to reassure you the outcome is promising, and whatever conflict you are currently facing will soon dissipate. Take a deep breath in, release, and smile. Libra. Libra. There's a venomous snake energy around you. I'm just gonna say it how it is. And it's actually to embrace that energy because it's helping you to grow, right? And it's in fact it feels kind of like an antagonist with venomous words. Or not, actually. It could be kind of like hidden. It's staticky. It's like, I feel like maybe you're not aware of it. It might just be energetically as well. But you'll know. You will know for sure. So I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.